We are live. Hello, hello, everyone. Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I am in a little bit of a new location. It took a while to get the setup up and running. And I think we got live at a great time. We went live at a great moment because Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a move to the upside, but I'm uncertain about this. There's not a lot of clarity on this move. There's a good portion of people that are bearish, a good portion of people that are bullish, and the charts suggest exactly the same thing. We are in a little bit of a constructive zone here. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, loud and clear. Corwin, my man, Sky Fox, how are you? Hello, sir, Crypto King, bearish. What about Zcash? Oh, we'll talk about that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. We will talk about that one. Sell the news. Really appreciate your TA. Archie, thank you, my man. Hello, everyone. Yuri, hello. Hello, legends. Hello. How are we doing? All right, guys. So it's a little bit of a little bit later of a live stream. I was traveling today, and this price action, Anas, we will get to it. You can take your time. Hey man, Step a Dub, did you long Bitcoin yet? No, I did not. And I'll explain why. So I had some levels that I was highlighting for Bitcoin. And before we continue, I'm just going to turn on a little bit of music, just a little bit of background noise. Give me one moment, please. So we're getting a nice move on Bitcoin. This is the last time I use this same non-copyright tune. All right, guys. Final draft of Iran peace agreement, supposedly. Are we hearing this? Is that true? Is that true? Where are you seeing this? Let's see if I can... our man Walter Bloomberg. Oops, not this guy. Walter Bloomberg. Did anything come out? Not from here. Where are you guys getting your news? Don't worry, it's going to dump tonight. I pledged my likes in advance. Awesome. Is Dubai safe? I'm actually not there right now, but I am going relatively soon. Okay. Kobais, Letter. Yeah, these guys are pretty solid too. The final draft of the U.S.-Iran agreement has been reached with the mediation of Pakistan, which is expected to be announced within the next few hours. So we hear that. That's a nice move to the upside, right? Is it a sell the news event? Is the question on everyone's mind, because this is a decent move. And you can see that the charts were coiling up for it. So I want to give you a recap as to how I've been operating recently. I'll talk about my trades. I'll talk about my trades that are in significant losses. You get the drill. So naturally, Bitcoin can get a spike if we see that the stock market gets a spike. And that's the case, right? Same thing with NASDAQ here. Higher time frame thesis for me remains exactly the same on Bitcoin. We've been over it a gazillion times, but naturally you can get a move to the upside. And yeah. So let's talk about it. Let's do a little bit of TA. Let's talk about it. What has been going on over the past couple days. Yesterday, I did not publish anything on YouTube simply because nothing really happened. We had a couple of altcoins which performed well, but aside from that, you can see the range that we've been in. We've been trying to form some kind of bottom, and nothing really changed, right? So let's get into it. First and foremost, if you're in my group, we're going to talk about this kind of setup on Bitcoin. So we talked about this in one of the previous live streams, but Bitcoin came down to a very critical level, which is actually the value area high of this entire range. This was always going to be a potential bouncing zone in line with the top of this wick, which we highlighted. The reason why this wick is significant is because it's where we essentially got rejected and Bitcoin saw a sharp move down to $65,000. Now, we held above there, but if you were tuning into the live stream, you know that I was, let's say, a little bit greedy on my long scenario. I wanted to see Bitcoin essentially drop to the bottom of the bull market support band, which is currently at $75,700, also in line with the anchored VWAP from those lows. This is the zone that I was looking to go long. And unfortunately, I am not in a long at this point in time. So I'm in my Bitcoin short. You can still see I'm up significantly. However, I took some more profits from my Bitcoin scalp short. So I informed the group this morning, and this trade was actually shared on the live stream with all of you guys. Up, I realized around $21,000, and I'm currently up around 28K on this short. Keep in mind my stop loss is at break even. So if this just starts pumping, then so be it, right? I get stopped out. Now, one sec, I'm going to check the comments. My liquidation level on my short is over 2 million anyways. That's crazy. Does Bitcoin spike often succeed a stock market spike? Yeah. I mean, overall, the thing is, Semi, what's up, my man? I mean, overall, what happens is if the stock market gets some relief to the upside, or I shouldn't say some relief because it's still very much in an uptrend, but if the stock market gets a solid move to the upside, Bitcoin can catch a bid and can catch some relief, as do most crypto assets. But the thing is, we came down, swept a little bit of liquidity, and then got that move to the upside. Now, I was looking for a Bitcoin long, I was discussing it, and in my group I discussed the fact that I would personally only really be comfortable in a Bitcoin long if we came down to these zones. So I didn't take the trade. Or getting acceptance above $77,600. Now some of you might be saying, why $77,600? But it's pretty clear to me that if Bitcoin gets acceptance above this level, we can move higher, because this is where we dumped on the weekend and we hadn't revisited those levels in quite a bit of time. So we dropped, retested it, back tested as resistance, and then started chopping around here. I was waiting for effectively one more low. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, we did get a close above. So why did I not go long when this happened? And to me, I wanted to wait for the daily candle close. And you can see here that on the daily, we actually did not get the close above the level. And so today we did get a move to the downside, $76,700. But right now we have another 6 hours and 30 minutes until the daily candle close. So let's see what happens. Maybe we spike up here. But if we get acceptance above here on a higher time frame close, I may look to go long at this point in time. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Right now, we're up to $78,000, and I'm essentially just sitting in my positions. Let me take a look at some of the comments. Can you, what's up, buddy? Andy Beauclair, what's up? To be fair, I think the top was May 6th, which you called, though we can still tap the 200-day. I don't plan closing my shorts based on news. Do you plan on adding more if we retest 80K? So today is where we invalidate the 4-year cycle. I don't think so. Bruno DeLuca, if this 4-hour candle stays where it is right now, I see a really nice morning star. Yeah, look, if the 4-hour, like if we close like this is looking very, very strong for a move to the upside. But again, there's 2.5 hours until the 4-hour candle. And guys, have you had any connectivity issues so far? I'm just wondering, because sometimes I have issues in this location. If not, then let me know in the chat. But basically, I would like to see us get acceptance above this level. And we still got time for that. But this was a nice pivot. We grabbed this, we swept this low over here, $76,800. Nice move to the upside. Now let's see what happens, because I'm sure that there's going to be some longs that pile in here. There are still technically more longs in the market. The overall higher time frame structure is still the same. Keep in mind, tomorrow, I think it's the, how do you call it? Not welcoming, but the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. So that's something to consider. Is Dubai safe? Yes, it is. It's now your 5-year cycle. Connection is good, no issues. Awesome. We're gonna have a okay, it's his swearing in ceremony, right? So look, you can see a little bit of wiki action here. So what happens when we get a new Fed chair? Well, this is Bitcoin's historical price action. And again, don't shoot the messenger, but typically we see a drop. This is just higher time frame stuff. Typically we see a drop. And if you've been tuning into the channel for a while, my base case has been the same. I don't think that the drawdown that we've seen from all-time high is sufficient yet. I still think that this year will create new lows, but locally we're getting that move to the upside. And so I want to talk you guys through something. I'm going to just look at the comments again. Bitcoin long, Fed chair, market drop. What is up, guys? I missed the beginning. Is there a news? Why is it going crazy? Yes, the news is the final draft of the US-Iran agreement has been reached with the mediation of Pakistan. So expected to announce within the next few hours. Now let's see if there's anything else coming out. Yeah. So that's it. We are just filling the CME gap from the weekend. So there's a chance that that's accurate as well. I am ultimately looking for lower over the course of this year. Now I want to talk you guys through something and listen very carefully. I shorted Zcash. I talked about it on the live stream. I was actually up $30,000 on the live stream, and I am currently down just under $80,000. And if it hits my stop loss, which if you're in my community, you know, I will effectively lose just under 6 figures on that trade. And I wanted to talk about it because you guys know that my commitment to you is to be transparent on the channel. Sometimes you see me on the channel talking about, hey, I'm up 300K on this trade. Things are going really well. But I actually got cooked on this so far. Absolutely cooked. So just wanted to let you guys know about that. That trade was also shared in my community. So like I said, win or lose, everything that I do in the market is shared within my group. You know, there's some people that have, like, my liquidation price is at $2,000, which is just like, it's not going to hit that. However, I have to take the loss if I have to take the loss. So I wanted to share that with you guys, just keeping it real. It sucks, but that it is what it is. So I'll let you know if I do end up getting stopped out and I actually do end up catching that L on the trade. Otherwise, holding my swing Bitcoin short, which is up around 30K, and I realized around that 300K. This is the trade I've been holding on to for a while. And yeah, my Bitcoin scalp short. Do you think the stock market is overvalued? I mean, define overvalued, right? Define overvalued, because stocks can go up and climb the wall of worry. I talked about this scenario in my group as well, and I'm looking at a potential trade setup on Hype. This should be a very, very interesting one. And guys, remember, if you want to know how I'm trading the market, win or lose, all of my trades that I share, you have that first link in the description down below. If you scroll down and you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join my private group. It is completely free. Now, I wanted to show you guys how it works because some of you had questions. Some of you don't necessarily know how to use bots and stuff like that. So the way it works is you click this link and you'll see this. You click send message and you'll be welcomed to a group, or not a group, a chat. If you DM the keyword CBM, you'll be greeted with this message where it essentially asks you to sign up with one of the affiliate exchange links and start trading on there. You have all of these options, and you essentially just click this button and it will guide you through. Once you provide your UID, you get access to my group for free. So we've started to automate this. Before, I was answering every single person individually, but I just wanted you to know that this is how it works. It's quite simple. You DM the keyword CBM, you'll be greeted with this message, and then you'll be able to join my group. But again, I lose some trades as well. I'm not gonna hide away from that. No trader is perfect. So let's see how the price action develops now. Maybe we can get a nice trade on the stream, but I'm not going to be chasing this candle. What about an SFP Bitcoin has a sweep of the recent highs? I have a long and short open on hype. Okay, got you. So let's see. Like the thing, you can consider an SFP of like these highs up here. But this is, this is a strong hourly candle if it closes like this. So for me, I want to see acceptance, real acceptance above 77.6. So the 4-hour candle, as I said, closes in 2 hours and 20 minutes. If we get the close above, I will look for a retest of the level and I will simply go long. That's what I will likely be doing, and I'll share it in my group if I decide to trade it or if anything changes. But that's currently what I'm looking at. I have a long and short open, low-key cooked on the short. How do you trade hype, bro? Hype can be dangerous to short right now. Still can sweep the highs before going down. Yeah, like you guys, look, if you've been tuning into the channel for quite some time, you know that I am a huge advocate of shorting altcoins. However, I will say, and I have publicly said, that if I were to get into altcoins over the course of this bear market year, hype would likely be one of them, simply because of what they're building, the revenue. It's a solid project, right? And so I wanted to take you through a couple of things with hype. We don't normally talk about altcoins that often, but I feel like this is something that we can definitely address. So right now you can see that we breached the all-time highs. We made a new all-time high, and right now we're basically just below the all-time highs. Now, there are a couple of big whales that have offloaded their hype positions. So they sold from a spot portfolio perspective at all-time highs. We're talking like 7-figure, 8-figure positions. And there are some whales that are also shorting. There's this guy that basically entered his short. His liquidation price was at like $65, and then he kept adding to his position. But you can, like, this guy has like $70 million. And I was tracking him, and you can see here that he's currently down $24 million on his position. His liquidation price is at $80. But it wouldn't surprise me if this trade turns into the positive. He's racking in the fees from the funding because a lot of people are longing hype at this point in time. But I just thought it'd be interesting to share with you guys. And a quick thing here. Yeah, Loracle is hedging it though. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Your more successful ones like Ondo and Tao were the best ones. Helped me take initiative in shorting billions last Friday. Fwadi, yeah, man. One that are more active and robust, whether narrative or utility like Zcash and Hype, are susceptible to huge spikes during relief rallies. Absolutely true. Absolutely. Because people are like really, like the community for those tokens are relatively big, right? So anyways, it's likely that I end up losing on my Zcash trade. I wanted to address something up here. I just saw on the chat, you had very good videos, but I don't have time for the lives. When will you go back to reoccurring videos? So I want to find a good structure for this, for the YouTube channel, because ever since I started the live streams, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback for the long live streams in particular. Like, you guys seem to like it. And so I want to keep this up because I feel as if I can actually communicate with you guys on the live streams. So because of this, I think what I'll do is I'll probably end up picking a couple days of the week where I have like a dedicated video, and maybe I do a shorter live, and then a couple days of the week where I just do live streams. Because from a video perspective, guys, if you didn't watch my last video, which was posted on Sunday, Bitcoin, this next move will shock you. Guys, nothing has changed from that perspective. I was talking about it when Bitcoin was at $78,000. And where is Bitcoin right now? $77,800. So nothing has really changed from Bitcoin's perspective. I still think that we are in a higher time frame downtrend, like higher time frame, and nothing has really changed, right? So those videos are good to watch, and then you can essentially use them as a resource for the upcoming weeks, because I do look at the higher time frame. If you really want to commit, do a 10-minute market update each morning, then your live stream midday. Crypto King, when you say, yeah, it's true. It's true, but I've spoken to people that have been doing content in this industry for a while, and they told me that if I keep doing what I'm doing with a video and a live stream, I will eventually burn out. And that's definitely not an objective of mine. So I want to balance it, because if we're actually in a bull market and we have exciting, explosive price action, like what we're seeing here, you can tell we're in a bear market because we get excited about a candle like this. It's pathetic, really, right? And so what I want to get to is, in a bull market, I want to make sure that I have the capacity and I'm not burnt out by the time we enter that bull market, so I can be doing way longer live streams and more content. So it's a bit of a balancing act. At what point would you be willing to add to your swing shorts? Bro, did I hear you right that you are still in your Zcash short? Yeah, I'm getting absolutely cooked, because we didn't hit my TPs, unfortunately. Some of you that are in my community took significant profits on the trade over the course of the weekend. I think it was John's. I'm not sure if he's in the live stream right now, which, I'm always an advocate for. The most profitable traders in my community make their own decisions in this market. That's it. And so, yeah, I'm getting smoked on that one. Now, some of you have also talked about the bearish side of things, and bearish locally as well. If we keep it very simple, guys, we just had a 12-hour sweep. This is the sweep of the weekend lows. So the 12-hour candle closes in 6 hours. A lot can happen in 6 hours, but if this candle closes red, like the one that's currently being built, there's a chance that we can already reject and go lower, and then I would be looking for longs from lower. We had a little bit of a thrust to the upside here, trying to hold above the weekend lows, but I still think that Bitcoin will underperform stocks globally. That hasn't changed, right? Yes, John, my man. When the dump, man, this is exhausting. Grigor, man, we talked about bear market price action. This is bear market price action, guys. Forget the news, forget the Iran war and blah, blah. Like, guys, we've seen this before. We've seen this before. If we need to look at the historical price action, we can. And we have definitely seen this before. I talked about it time and time again. I still think we're going to see new lows for Bitcoin. It almost pains me to come on the stream and when I talk about the higher time frame, be a little bit bearish. But guys, Bitcoin has effectively been doing nothing, and the stock market has been making all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. I can't wait to be bullish. I think it will be more fun on the stream. You guys are following me for my level-headed analysis, but right now is not the time to be macro bullish, in my opinion. You know, everyone's talking about new Fed chair, this and that, but guys, I mean, look at the price action after we get a new Fed chair. You know, a drop of something like 80% on Bitcoin. Oops. You get the point. We pump afterwards, but we typically dump first and foremost, shortly after. Like even from here. So what's another 50% dump. So for perspective, let's say it's a little bit less, let's say 30% dump. You're looking at Bitcoin in the mid 50K range. I don't think it's unrealistic. But maybe we have some more upside to grab, upside liquidity to grab before that move materializes in the summer or towards the end of the year. When will you enter the hype short? Under what conditions? I want to see acceptance below the previous all-time high. And right now we are technically below it, but we can always get a spike. We can always get a spike. And right now we're back above it. So it's just, you know, we need to be or just below it. We need to be careful here. Guys, remember, this is an uptrending, it's a solid project, right? And my stop loss would be very tight on this one. I don't need another situation where I'm down almost 6 figures on a trade. Reading some comments here, guys. And while we're live streaming, make sure you smash that like button if you haven't already. We're at 71 likes. We've been live for 26 minutes. Let's destroy that like button. Absolutely destroy it. Yeah, I did check. Some news dropped. Okay. Expected terms in final draft of US-Iran agreement. Immediate and comprehensive ceasefire on all fronts. All parties mutually agree to refrain from targeting infrastructure. Freedom of navigation in the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz is guaranteed under a joint monitoring mechanism. Sanctions will be gradually lifted in exchange for Iran's compliance with the terms of the deal. Negotiations on outstanding issues will begin within a maximum of 7 days. Iran's president is leading efforts to restrain the IRGC from overstepping on political and diplomatic policy making. The agreement is expected to be announced within the next few hours. So let's see. Pakistani officials are reportedly brokering the deal. Pakistan has had a role to play in this time and time again. So let's see, guys. Do we just rip higher here? Do we just rip higher? Do you think that this is those 6 figures is how you pay to the gods of trading? Yeah, man, Grigor, it sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. But I have to say, like, the saying is completely true. Before I made my first proper 6 figures in trading, I lost so much money. And before I made millions in trading, I also lost so much money. And so it's the tuition. It's the tuition. But let's see. My only concern, and this is why I've always been hesitant to have a community, is because when I post my own trades and I'm making significant profits, everyone is very, very happy. Because if you're just blindly copying, then yeah, you're like, awesome, this is great, it's free money. However, when I take losses, every single time I take losses, especially if it's like a big loss, I get absolutely flamed in my DMs, in my comment section, and it makes me not want to share my trades. It reminds me of the stress that's involved because I don't need other people to tell me, bro, like what are you doing with your trade and stuff? Like I'm already down significantly on a trade, right? I don't need other people to add to that pressure. And that's why I always recommend doing your own analysis. I had a couple people in the community, one that made tons of money on the Zcash short and then got stopped out of break even, which is perfect. 2, didn't take the trade because they believed that the asset was bullish. You don't have to agree with my analysis, but people that can't make their own decisions, unfortunately, it's not it's not recommended to blindly copy. Never, never, never do that. It's not, even if I win 100% of my trades, I think blindly copying is far from the right idea. What's the saying, leading a horse to water? That's what I'm trying to do. Not forcing anyone to drink. Totally agree. The bottom is already in, guys. Let's go. Yep, tuition to the markets. We've all paid them. Legend effort. Thanks for the knowledge. Appreciate the effort you put into these streams. Good morning, Luke Draco. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, guys. JL, cool and calm on your loss. Impressive. Man, I have to be, right? Again, some of you ask me how I can manage taking a loss, especially if the loss is nearly six figures. But it's because at this point in my trading career, it's a portion of my trading portfolio that I am okay with losing, as crazy as that sounds. But I know the repercussions. I know the risk that I'm taking in a trade. And if I lose it, I lose it. It's a predefined level, right? So that's that. And it sounds like significant amounts of capital, but everyone is in a different financial situation. You know, $1 million for someone is nothing, but $1 million for me would be crazy. $10,000 for someone is nothing, but $10,000 for someone else would be crazy. So that's just the way it works. Speaking of capital, like this guy's trading with just under $70 million, and he's currently shorting hype, which we talked about. So 48K is the bottom. Skywalker, let's see. Dumb question, but have you ever considered doing copy trading on Bluffin? I've considered it, but I've often talked about how I don't recommend it. And the reason is simple. I think that everyone should take responsibility for their own trades, regardless of where they got their inspiration from, regardless of how they're operating in the market. I think it just makes more sense long-term for people to not just be copy trading. I'm not a fan of it. I know you can make money that way, but it's not worth it for me. Can I ask you, Metzger, are you still short Tau? Guys, I'm not shorting Tau. Remember, I think I explained this on my last stream. I made around 150K on my Tau short trade, and then I got stopped out at break even, right? And that's going to pay for my recent likely loss on Zcash. So let's see, guys. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin here. My hypes trade got stop loss at break even. Didn't expect it to explode so much. Did not make as much as I thought. Waiting for 4-hour candle to confirm below 59 to enter. Okay. Yeah, I'll update in the community if I decide to take that trade. Guys, right now at this point, I am holding my 3 shorts. And I'm just waiting to see how the price action develops. It's a waiting game, right? There's a lot of stuff that could play out here. Look, yeah, we got great news, but are we going to see continuation to the upside is the real question. I want to see Bitcoin prove itself because unfortunately, again, this isn't that much to get excited for quite yet. And if you're tuning into the stream right now, we discussed the fact that while this is starting to look constructive for Bitcoin, we got 4-hour closes above $77,600, which I'll remind you is important because it's the weekend lows. The 12-hour could potentially be forming just a sweep after this 12-hour close. And so, there's still 6 hours to this, but let's see. Let's see here, guys. Are you bullish? What are your next targets for Bitcoin? What are your next targets for Bitcoin? I'd love to hear what you guys think. Let me know down below. Just made it in time, William Sadler. How long have you been trading for, and what kind of percentage do you earn? A hailstoned. I usually just outperform the market. Otherwise, I wouldn't be trading. Sorry. How is volume looking? That's a good question. One sec. I'm just going to check this once more. Yeah, nothing else. Something about this move is interesting to say the least to me. I don't know. Hello, just got here. Elliott wave count plus bump and rump points towards 90K. Next target 90K. What I meant earlier is that, is there a way to copy my trades? No. I share my trades in my group and my group alone. And guys, remember, if you want to join, it is free, win or lose. All of the trades that I share are within my community. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to join. It is free because you're trading with your own capital. The way it works is you DM me this word after clicking this link. It'll bring you here. You click send message. You type CBM. You'll be greeted with a voice message of mine explaining the steps, how it works. It is free. And then once you're ready, you effectively select the option, I signed up with you, ready to join. And then you provide your UID and you get an automatic link in the group. And you can use any of these exchanges down below to join. I use Bluffin. It's my go-to exchange, which I've discussed time and time again. But yeah, guys, hourly candle is coming in here. Look, it's a strong hourly candle. The question is, do we get continuation? Yeah, Zcash is pumping. I will be out of this trade, likely. Let's see, guys. This move looks like a typical pump on the news, which will drop back soon. Perhaps it will reach the 50% at 78.8, or perhaps it already is in. It's tricky, guys, because like you really want to see a break of this structure here. We've been below $79,000 for a little bit of time now. And from a liquidity perspective, I mean, first and foremost, hype is now getting a little bit of acceptance below its all-time high. Interesting. Higher time frame analysis for me still suggests that stablecoin dominance is going to hold on here and get a move to the upside, which coincides with the overall crypto market dropping. Still my base case. How high do you think Zcash can go? Do you dare to try and short? Stop shorting bullish charts. They can run even if oversold. That's valid. I've made a lot of money shorting bullish charts, though, I have to be honest. It seems Bitcoin will go down. I think, look, some people were telling me Zcash could go to $1,000. I don't personally think this to be the case, but I think ultimately any kind of positive price action here will be dependent on Bitcoin for the rest of the crypto market. Like if Bitcoin holds here, then the alts that we've seen outperform can likely outperform and continue to outperform. But if Bitcoin drops, that's when the global crypto market, I should say, takes a hit. So let's see. Let's see, guys. So, guys, if you haven't already, destroy that like button. Right now, we're currently sitting at 100 likes, just under 300 guys, 300 people watching. Awesome. I'm very happy that, you know, I know it's going to be a lesser audience simply because I'm live streaming at a bit of a later time. But does anyone know if Zcash has any relation with the Indian ZTV network? I have no clue, Rick Ty. No clue. Why do you think you will lose Zcash? Ultimately, Bitcoin is coming down. So this is the thing, right? Some of you sent me a DM saying, hey man, what is your liquidation price? I wouldn't let anything get to my liquidation price because I'm not wiping out my account. That's not how I trade. So if I have to take a loss, I have to take a loss. Anyways, let's see. Let's see, guys. This is what I'm saying with the higher time frame candle closes. If the 4-hour candle closes again below $77,600, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be looking that great for Bitcoin. Like, we got the move up, great, nice candle, but you want to see continuation here if you're bullish. Just joined. Why are we pumping? We are pumping mainly because of this, but it's a liquidity squeeze. So the reason why I zoom out and I look at the higher time frames mainly as a swing trader is because one, that is swing trading, but two, you kind of get to block out the noise when it comes to like news. Sometimes you can get these liquidity squeezes upside, you can get these pushes to the downside, but ultimately the structure always comes first. And if we really zoom out on Bitcoin, in my opinion, we're going to top out if we haven't already. This is just my higher time frame analysis, right? Top, drop, pump. Globally, we're still forming these lower highs. Don't shoot the messenger. I don't think that we're just going to be off to the races. And if we do make it back above $80,000 and sweep some of that liquidity, I would be more than happy to execute a new short. But for now, guys, yeah. This is what I'm saying with the 4-hour candle. Just watch it. Watch it, guys. If this just ends up being a wick, maybe we go ahead and fill the wick. But this was a nice move, and now we're effectively just getting acceptance back below. Like, imagine if on the daily, this thing closes back here, and we have that sweep to the high, and we have the sweep of the 77.6K level, and we have, again, now 12-hour acceptance. But again, there's 6 hours left to this. Let's see. We can always just get that squeeze higher. I think that there's a lot of people interested in longs and a lot of people interested in shorts. So now we take a look at the price action. Yeah, stock market is going up. Yeah, we do have that CME gap. Look, we're back testing 77.6. If you're bullish here, you want to see us finally hold this level. Otherwise, it could get ugly. Wizior, we discussed this. Are we already pulling back? I don't know. Let's see. Did we get, if I check, did we get, I mean, yeah, we got some longs jumping in for sure. We had some longs jumping in. So let's see. You would expect us to at least break these highs, no? I mean, if Bitcoin can't actually get a sustained move to the upside, it would be, yeah, not pretty for the bulls. And if you guys were tuning into, yeah, the patience is key here. Exactly. What's up, bros? What's up, guys? What is up? What is up? Check liquidation charts. Sure thing. So if we take a look at the Bitcoin liquidity on the 1-day time frame, we're about even longs and shorts. There is some liquidity to be grabbed. There is some liquidity to be grabbed. Let's see, guys. Seven-day, I think there's a little bit more shorts. 30-day, I think there's also technically more shorts, but you can see the cluster of longs. This is why I'd love a sweep of these before maybe another push higher. Then I can re-enter shorts. 90-day though, you'll notice that there's approximately 2 times more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short. And so in my opinion, we're going to grab all of this downside liquidity over the course of the next few weeks. Sometimes we can form local bottoms somewhere in June. And so keep your eyes out for that as well. In my useless opinion, the 50% level at 78.8 is the target. Sweeps a lot of stop losses and then starts the rough decline. 78.8. Oops. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense up to here, right up into this zone. Right up into that zone. You guys wanted me to check the liquidation heat maps. So this is the 1 week time frame. You could see we got that big cluster, that yellow. Let's do, I think 24 should be pretty balanced now. You know, we have, look, yeah, you're right, Rick Tai, and also Yakub Khan up here, all the way up to just below 79. If we go on the 3-day, I would say, you know, there's more to the downside here. I'm seeing just below 80 as a good magnet. Let's see. It's possible. It is possible. Bulls want to push up here. We've been trying, we've been leaving these wicks to the downside, slowing down, and now it's just going to be a matter of time if we can reclaim the weekend consolidation low. One thing in bear markets is that oftentimes a lot of people eye the same level for shorts. And one moment, I'm going to mute myself. All right, so what I wanted to say is oftentimes with this kind of price action, you just miss the targets that everyone's eyeing. And we discussed this in one of my previous live streams and within my video. We have a massive confluence zone above here. This was the zone, 85K-ish, that everyone was saying, we're gonna hit it, we're gonna hit it. I'm going for this zone. We're gonna hit it, we're gonna hit it. I'm gonna short here. This is what everyone had on their mind. Meanwhile, yes, I shorted from much higher, which we've discussed. I actually shorted right here, and I also shorted at 123. But because everyone was eyeing this level above the 200-day moving average, the point of control of the tariff capitulation low range, the anchored VWAP from all-time high, everyone wanted to jump into a short here, and a lot of people missed it. Something else I'd like to point out here, which one of you guys just mentioned in the chat. Guys, look at the volume on this rally. on this overall rally. And we pointed it out. You can see my lovely arrow. Look at this volume. It's just declining. Nothing but declining volume. And so I'm skeptical that we can even go up to above those levels again. Just saying it out loud. If we do, I would see it as a major opportunity. But right now, I'm a little bit skeptical, I must say. Justin Todd, caught hype just above $62. Yeah, I am drinking out of plastic. This is my tennis cup. Sorry. Caught hype just above $62. My stops are at break even. Hopefully the 4-hour candle closes below previous all-time high. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be very, very nice. Yeah. It's tough when you're shorting a token in price discovery. It's not Gatorade. It's straight water, guys. I take my hydration very seriously. All right, guys. At this point, yeah, we got the 1-hour close, but we need continuation here. If price just accepts back below, I think we sweep up more major lows down to here. So let's see. Otherwise, consolidation here is bullish. If we just chop around here, I think we move higher. That's at least according to my strategy. Could we see a little bit of inflows to help bump up the price up for a couple days before ultimately going lower? It is entirely possible, Fouadi. The only thing that I would say to that, guys, look at the Coinbase Premium Index. Look at this deep red. And it doesn't look like, you know, previously when we saw deep red for the Coinbase Premium, if you got like a big wick to the downside, it would mark a local bottom. But this is just like a sea of red and continued selling. So this tells me that institutions are selling. It's not, you know, a lot of these institutions use Coinbase. So this is something we can't ignore. This is a lot of selling pressure. And if Saylor isn't buying, who will? Go Habs go. Do you have a short open? Amazing Studio. Yes, I have my shorts open from higher as discussed. My Bitcoin short is currently up around $37,000 and I've realized around 300K. My Zcash short is currently down around 80K. My scalp Bitcoin short is up around 8.5K and I've realized around 20K on this one. Look, we need continuation for stocks as well. If stocks pull back, we're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. What do you think about Solana moving forward? It is 70% below all-time highs. I think Solana can go lower. Sorry to say it. If Bitcoin doesn't behave, alts will struggle. I've been saying this. Again, I'm saying it on a higher time frame. Still believe that's the case. Do you use fib retracements to take profits on your positions? Not necessarily. I have targets, and if those, like, I don't really use fibs that much, although they are a good tool to have in your arsenal. I do use them if it's like a higher time frame entry on a trade, a potential SFP level, and I want to add confluence to the other metrics that I look at. Has Saylor been selling Bitcoin yet? Mark Cuban did. Oof. Is that the case? Do, 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 do. What is your light blue indicator? 75,000. So this is called the anchored VWAP. When you're in an uptrend or a downtrend, what you can do is you take the anchored VWAP and you basically take the previous pivot. So for example, these were the lows at around 65K. And reminder, we talked about going long on it in this group, in my group, I should say. But you take it from the low and it effectively tracks the price action. And usually we get some kind of reaction from around that level. So this is one of the key zones that I've been looking at for a potential long if Bitcoin were to drop here. It's currently at $75,000, but yeah, we'll have to see if we can even make it there, right? Then we have the bottom of the bull market support band. And then this anchored VWAP that I have at $71,500 is actually taken from the low, right? So that's what I'm looking at. Deeper pullbacks. I would want to see deeper pullbacks. Grab some liquidity, convince everyone that it's over, and then get a move to the upside and then drop again. Let's see. Right now we're technically back testing the weekend lows. You want to see us hold here. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, you definitely want to see us hold here. $77,600. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, you really want to see us hold here. Metal Helion Zombie 200-day moving average has been dropping ever since we got that double rejection over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, but the 200-day moving average always drops because, or not always, but it drops because price is below it, right? It's a moving average. That's how these things work. If price gets above the moving average, then the moving average can start balancing out, likely getting even more flat. And then if price remains above the moving average, then the moving average starts grinding to the upside. But keep in mind, this is calculated on a, it's 200 days of 200 days of data. So it would take a lot for Bitcoin to hold above the level, a lot of days for Bitcoin to hold above the level to significantly have an impact on the current momentum of the moving average. Right? We're currently below it. Right now it's at $80,900. But when we were talking about it on the channel, it was up here at around 83K. A confluence zone that everyone was eyeing. Yeah, moving averages are indeed lagging indicators. So guys, what is next for Bitcoin? I know some of you said $79,000, $80,000. Some of you said 90K plus. I'm going to leave a poll here because this is a nice move, and I think it would give a good indication as to how people are feeling. I'm really, really curious. Start a poll. What is next for Bitcoin? Right now we're at 70, call it 78K. So I'm going to say $80 or I'll do 70. Yes. Start that poll. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Guys, if you don't mind, destroy that like button because it helps the channel grow, helps the algorithm, and it really instills a lot of, I don't know if the word is confidence. Definitely makes me happy, and it makes me more motivated to do these videos. Definitely. We've been live streaming for just around 1 hour, and things are looking good. Why are you not allowing us to vote for 90K? Chichan, if you think 90K comes next, then just vote for 80K, right? I want to keep it within the current. Oh, my bad, guys. I'm going to remove the poll. I'm ending the poll, guys. I'm ending the poll. Sorry. I put $76. And some of you guys, my bad. All right, let's do this again. What is next for Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not going to $76. I can tell you guys that. All right, you guys want, Chichan wants 90K. So let's do 90K or 60K. There you go. Joined up today on the group, bro, bluffing, tested and traded. Awesome. I think most people are feeling skeptical. Lots of folks got smoked earlier this year, not to mention ongoing fears about the AI bubble, geopolitics, inflation, extra. Yeah, that's valid. I mean, but it's valid in the sense of like, especially in regards to inflation, like it's a real data point, right? They can't cut rates. We talked about this before, guys. You know, there's a higher likelihood that we get rate hikes. Oops, let's refresh that. Like at the next meeting, there's more of a probability to get rate hikes than an ease, but obviously no change is the consensus there. Potential rate hikes as early as, let's see when it gets above 50%, 39, 55. So as of December of this year, potential rate hikes. It's far out. It's hard to price these things in, right? But it is far out. All right, we're getting a little bit of a back test here. That's good. That's good for the bulls, guys. No need to remove poll. We all understood, I hope. You'd be surprised, man. Sometimes I get some silly people. Hey, so using cross margin, isn't it very dangerous? Let's say my liquidation price is 95K on Bitcoin short. There's always a chance that we could one candle. If I want to go the route of invalidation. Dookie 2292. It's a valid thing. If you guys have been in the group for a while, you know that I like invalidations with my trades. I usually use SSLs, which is soft stop losses. Basically means if price closes above a level, I close the trade manually. If price closes below a level, I close the trade manually. But what I would typically recommend for people that aren't comfortable with that is to have a hard stop loss in place that you set yourself as well. So this way, if for whatever reason price moves against you, you're not blowing your whole account, right? But for me personally, I do use SSLs. So just sharing that. I'm comfortable with the risk that I take doing so. Particularly when it comes to shorting. When it comes to longs, I usually have very hard invalidations because, you know, we saw what happened with the liquidation event 1010. I don't think we're going to get that to the upside, but yeah. Also, something to add is if I go to, like when I go to sleep, if I have a trade open, then I'll typically set like a hard stop loss overnight before adjusting it in the following day when I wake up, just so I have peace of mind when I go to bed at night. To do SSL, the person needs to have good control of his or her emotions. Luke Draco, yeah, I agree. And it's not for everyone. It is not for everyone. SSLs are not for everyone. Yeah, October 10th, SSL did not work there. Very true. Very true. Even legends have a bad trade. Abood 5309, correct. But let's see. I have my weekly invalidations. Let's see. Maybe I get stopped out. Do you think range trading is good? Like defining a box, for example, 75 to 85K and trade in that range. Obviously you need to make it yourself, but those are the kinds of realistic targets. Absolutely. Range trading is absolutely okay. I mean, look, let me just zoom out. And honestly, guys, that's where I learned how to trade, and it's mainly in ranging environments. So, you form a range, you clearly get acceptance back below a range right at the top, and you can see that we end up going all the way down to the bottom of an existing range, and then we pop right back up. Obviously, this is, using the volume profile, but it holds true. If Bitcoin is in a range, and you gain acceptance above the top of the range, usually that signals that we are ready for expansion. That's why when Bitcoin got acceptance above its value area high, we were able to go up to $82,000. But for practicing especially, I think range trading is great. I'm actually not a breakout trader at all. Have you considered shorting Venice token? It's been running nonstop for the last 2 weeks. Matt, look at EMA ribbons and golden cross and coin. Potential bounce short term, 1 day time frame. I believe you. Look, I'm just going to address Purchase Media because Purchase Media has been on the live streams a lot and has been really, really supportive of the channel. Just to address you, Purchase Media, the main, I know you said you have a liquidation just below 90K. The main levels that you want to pay attention to, this is the high time frame. I'm on the daily here. Why isn't it, my apologies. What happened to the, really, this would be a level that if Bitcoin were to head up to, I would almost be forced to take a short. Between $80,900 up to call it 85K. This zone poses a lot of resistance. And it's what I described not too long ago in this live stream. When Bitcoin finds a zone like this with tons of confluence in a macro structure like we're seeing, it tends to get rejected. But because it's such a high confluence zone, everyone was eyeing it. And that's why I shorted earlier than that. So now we see. We take it one step at a time. One step at a time. You want to see us hold above here if you're bullish. Hold above 77.6, the weekend lows. There is no agreement. Have you ever done prop trading? Thoughts? No, because I'm content with the capital that I'm using on my trades. So I haven't had a need for prop trading. When I got into trading, like I shared, I was basically supplementing trading with my full-time income. Now, this is what I do full-time. So returning to Dubai, not so fast, my friend. Is there some more news from the Kobayashi letter? I can't pronounce that. Oil's dropping. That was a decent oil short, but let's see. No, nothing new. Jacob, my man, you haven't been on the channel for a while. I can't believe you tuned into the live stream. How old are you, man? I get this question every stream and I give a different answer every time. 206. I'll let you guys guess again how old I am. Can you check the 18th of each month? I noticed that on the 18th, almost always an impulsive move started, usually a reverse move. A reverse move of like this. 18th of each month. Are you talking... Abood5309, are you talking specifically about Bitcoin? I'm assuming you are. So I'll do that, sure. Let me get a 18th of each month. Eighteenth of each month. How long do you guys have to watch the live stream today? I'm debating doing either, it really depends on your activity. All right, 18th of each month. Okay. All right, 18th. Okay, that's a pivot to the downside. 18th. Not really. I mean, we were trending up and we kept on trending up. I'll look at a couple more, but if it doesn't hold true, then I'm probably like, we're trending up, we come down. I don't know, maybe not within this range. I have no doubt that you found some confluence, but not that I can see really. I've got another hour in the tank. Then I'm going to play in my 7-a-side football league. Epic, man. Bitcoin holding. The bullish argument is made above this level. The bullish argument is made above $77,600 locally. Getting a very hair salon vibe with this music. My apologies. Again, I'll do my best. I've been using the same non-copyright soundtrack on all my live streams for the past, I want to say, week and a half. If you want to risk a low risk long legends, take a look at Ave and Ina. I don't know, Mavs Hawk. Low risk. Guys, longing altcoins in a bear market is high risk, not low risk. I'm here all right. All right, Darren Mitchell, my man. It's funny, the videos that show up here, your pull-ups are just bicep curls. I feel like I tweaked my bicep while playing catch the other day. My friends and I played some tennis, and then afterwards we went to a park and played catch just with a baseball and a glove, something I hadn't done in like years. And it was great, but you get really excited and you try to throw it as far as possible. And as you're just launching it, your bicep and your forearm are just in so much pain, and you keep on playing through it. And then afterwards, now it's been a day or two, and whew, I'm in pain. Feeling like some Pringles. Yeah, you guys don't care about my sport endeavors. I get it. Yeah, I might grab a snack later as well. But guys, right now, keep your eyes on this local price action. Like, based on what I'm seeing here, if I could give you guys a scenario, it would be something like this. If we can hold here, I actually think that we get that nice like pop-up. Probably, sorry. Oh my gosh. If we can hold here, I think that we get a very nice pop-up. However, if we start getting acceptance back below, then at that point in time, I think that we're probably going to grab a lot of downside liquidity because we have some longs that have been piling in. So right now it's just about seeing how we react to the $77,600 level. It's not a joke of a level. You can see how price has been reacting to it. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, man, I love 7v7. 7v7 football is just incredible. You know what? While we're doing this, I'm gonna show you guys when I was, one second. I'm gonna show you guys something. There's 289 of you. Look, you're talking about football. So I will show you. Guys, before I did YouTube and before I started only trading crypto, let me just say, and I know you guys probably don't care, but you were asking about football. I had an ad with Pringles and you guys mentioned it. So I'm going to show you guys. This was like an ad where I basically, they paid me to promote their cans. And so I went to a field and it was a football. This is my football TikTok. So I'm gonna show you guys. This was the ad. We dribble around, a nice shot in the top bins. And then the rest of it is me just eating a Pringle and promoting the product. So I was pretty happy with that strike. Woof. Anyways, we'll look at the charts now. Just a quick one. Let's see what happens with Bitcoin here. Again, consolidation above this level is fine. Purchase media, 3 mil views. Yeah, the thing with TikTok, a lot of my videos got hundreds of thousands of views, but that one was Pringles directly that contacted me. And so what they do is they spend ad dollars on the video. So I think the video originally only got like 20 or 30K, and then they started spending money to promote it even more. So it's pretty sick. Home today, so as long as you're here, sick. Yeah, no volatility here. Let's see, come on. Deal is the same as before. Have you seen the draft? I mean, this is what we're getting so far. Walter. Good you call it football and not soccer. I've changed my ways. Ever since I moved to Dubai, I became friends with a lot of Europeans, and that has changed me completely. So when I come back and I play football in Canada, people are like, dude, stop calling it football, because, you know, we side with the Americans most times. Pars gains. So with hype, I think if this squeezes higher and then gets acceptance, I'll look for a potential trade setup there. Base case for stablecoin dominance is still the same exact thing. Look, Bitcoin needs to hold above here, and if it does, I see no reason why we can't get a nice $1,000 pump minimum. But if we lose this level, it will not be looking pretty. on the 4-hour, especially with this wiki price action. We're definitely going to be on the stream for the 4-hour close. So, you know, that's an hour and 17 minutes from now. I will remain on stream for this. I want to see how this price action develops. Football here in Brazil. I mean, football. I don't know what is that, soccer. Yeah. Right now, this is okay price action. It's okay. The cat has let me free from being a bed for her. Gonna go get some sunlight. Been a few days since the sky was blue. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for tuning in. Are you a friend of Benjamin Cowen? No, I'm not a friend of Benjamin Cowen, but I think he's a very good analyst. The only thing that people give him shit for is because his views, like if you guys think my views are higher time frame, his views are even higher time frame than mine. And he also doesn't leverage trade, right? So you can see I'm shorting Bitcoin on multiple exchanges here, and I was taking a look at Hype, but I'm shorting Bitcoin on multiple exchanges. I use this analysis of mine to actually enter trades. He doesn't use leverage. He'll just buy spot, and that's that. A big bull trap deal has no mention of uranium. I honestly don't know. I just look at the price action first. And if Bitcoin gains acceptance above $77,600, then it would look like we can get another move to the upside. Otherwise, if we fail to hold above the level, then it would suggest that Bitcoin can likely grab some downside liquidity before a potential bounce. Yeah, he puts 70% of his money in index funds. Yeah, the guy's got money, right? I like trading. I make most of my money trading, and therefore I don't see a reason for me to not continue what I'm doing, right? Have you seen a drop in tourism in Dubai in the last few months? Ben Browser. I actually have not been in Dubai for a couple months now. Yeah. So I left for a little bit, and I'm going to go back. I actually had a ski trip planned with my friends, and then I ended up staying in Canada just a little bit longer until things blow over. But and when I go back, I'm not going to be back for that long. But I'm looking forward to being back. Unfortunately, I think one of my plants probably died in my apartment. Unfortunate. Is the CME gap at 84K still a possibility? It's still a possibility, but at this point in time, I'm leaning more towards potentially us getting some shitty price action into June to the downside. That's kind of what I'm leaning right now. I'm not really seeing like the impulse. It's very like rangy here. You know, if you go back to this kind of environment, you get a pretty impulsive move to the upside, a pretty poppy move to the upside to kind of start or continue that uptrend. This is very rangy, very choppy. I'm not really seeing a pop, and of course it can come, but you know, we were failing to gain acceptance above this level. Now we're just toying around with it. Again, bulls want to hold here. My stance will likely change if we gain acceptance above $80,000 again. Yeah, Nick Tooney, in like trending environments, you're right in saying that you can play the altcoin game and go long because the uptrend can continue. But I do tend to agree also with Ton Serve. It's like if Bitcoin pukes on the higher time frames, altcoins just get annihilated, and it's still the case, right? Ben Browser, safe to assume you're not in your Zcash short? No, I'm still in. How high do you think Bitcoin can reach in the next bull run? Honestly, if I had to guess, because my target for this bull run, and I have to be honest, guys, I thought that my target was pretty like realistic. Like it was a good range of a target. I like giving ranges. My target for Bitcoin was between $130,000 and $160K this year. Guys, look, we cannot lose this level. The bulls, wicks are okay. If we close back above, that's fine. Maybe we're just retesting, but pay attention to this price action. It's going to be important. If we continue to lose 77.6, I think we're going to see a bigger move to the downside. But my target for this bull run was actually 130 to 160, and we hit 126. So I want to think that Bitcoin can hit $200,000 this upcoming cycle, but what if, with the law of diminishing returns, we did almost an 8x from the bear market low to the bull market top. And so what if Bitcoin drops to, just call it 50K? Probably, if we get to those levels, I think we'll wick in below there even. Then that would put, let's call it 50 just for simplicity. 4x, it's realistic. I would probably say my target would be somewhere between 150 and 190, my conservative. Iran media states they have sent a final draft to US. No deal reached yet. Is that so? Did Walter report on this? Walter, where are you? We'll have to look at these guys. What's the account? Pringles, yeah. The final draft has been reached with the mediation of Pakistan, which is expected to be announced within the next few hours. Okay? But we know this. Is this just a lower time frame shakeout before much higher? What do you guys think? For me, the level is pretty clear, guys. And I'll give you insights as to what I was looking at within my premium group. So my longing levels that I talked about on the live stream were down here, 75 up to 75.7. The reason being the bottom of the bull market support band and the anchored VWAP from the 65K pivot. Now this hasn't changed. This is the level I was looking at. We swept the value area high. Can we still go lower? It's possible, but this is what I was looking at. Then the next level would be confirmation above 77.6, targeting somewhere between the 80K zone. And you're right, Luis Bustido, midterm years toy with both sides. Absolutely they do. And this is proof. Look, we've been in an uptrend. This is a bear market and we've been in an uptrend. All right. Anyways. So then we started getting a couple of 4-hour closes above the level, and I still didn't go long for one reason and one reason only. Yesterday's daily candle was below 77.6. So I used some higher time frame analysis to also help out with my trades. And yeah, I could have maybe made a little bit of profits if you're a scalper, but I'm not a scalper. I'm a swing trader. Even if I am looking for a scalp, I'm a little bit hesitant with the longs in the bull market, in the bear market, I should say. So now at this point in time, you want to see acceptance above the level. We're getting a little bit of a flush here. Not sure if some more news came out, but you really want to see us be constructive, hold above 77.6. It's crucial. And if you're new to the stream now, the reason why 77.6 is so important is because it's where Bitcoin dumped into the weekend. And we're, over halfway. We're almost at the end of the week now, and Bitcoin is still fighting. It's fighting hard to reclaim 77.6. So keep your eyes on this level. A reclaim would be bullish, and it would suggest that Bitcoin can get a nice like $1,000 plus, maybe $2,000-$3,000 plus move to the upside. But failure to gain acceptance above the level is not pretty. And the 4-hour candle looks like this right now. Obviously, anything can change, but it's not easy price action to navigate where I can just tell you guys, hey, this is going to be a super high conviction trade, because it's not. Right now it's chop city. It's chop city. It is chop city. I said at 80K sell the news, it was just a draft proposal. How many got turned down? And then the deal was close to being solved. That's when the attack started. Yeah, so this is the thing. One would argue that now, every time we get good news, we pump. Every time we get bad news, or it's like a sell the news event, we sell less than the pump, because we're still technically in an uptrend, especially for stocks. But let's see, guys. When you see this, don't get too excited and say, oh man, I'm just going to jump into shorts. I'm already in shorts from higher, and I'm kind of just waiting to see how this develops. Other than that, I sit on my hands. If you were on the stream the other day, we took a short at $81,500. This was, of course, shared with my community before I entered it on the stream. If you want access to my community, you know where to find me. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram. It is completely free. It's where I share all of my trades, win or lose. And yes, I do have losing trades as well. The way it works, if you're new to Telegram, is you click this link. It'll bring you here. You click send message, and you'll have to probably create a Telegram account. But you DM me the keyword CBM, and you'll get prompted with an automated message. I have a voice message where I explain the process, and you can use any of these exchanges to sign up to my group. And it's self-serve in the sense of now you can basically click, I signed up with you, ready to join. After you've signed up, and you're basically ready to start trading. So you just deposit on the exchange, you trade with your own money, as always, and that's that. You click these buttons, and it's fully self-serve at this point. I'm very happy with my team and how this has been developed, but now we're going to try to make it even better. I'm going to try to create this is interesting price action. I'm going to try to create an AI bot version of myself that can hopefully answer queries too, because I have so many people reaching out to me at this point. Worth signing up to Bluffin to access the group, gang. I did it today and have two 1 trades in Bluffin. Non-financial advice. Purchase media. True, but that means you joined before I entered my Zcash short, which is down diabolical. Some of you guys probably think, why on earth would I mention that I have a losing trade as well? Because that's how I've built the channel. I'm happy to come on the channel and say, guys, I lost money. Guys, I won money. Sometimes you think I've been getting some comments of some of you saying I'm unbearable when I'm winning in a short trade, but sometimes I lose, and I'll be fully transparent about when that happens, guys. So it is what it is. Anyone that says they have 100% win rate, full of crap. So this is interesting price action. One moment, I need to make sure my computer is plugged in, because my battery is getting cooked here. Any opinions on Near protocol? Any opinions on Near protocol? No, honestly, I don't have a great opinion on Near protocol because even though it's a 35% rally, and you're not going to like this, I think it's a bear market relief rally. Even the big ones, the Zcashes, the hypes, I think that we're going to see drawdown over the course of this year. I think the broader crypto market is going to experience drawdown. I've been pretty vocal about this, and I will stand firm until the thesis either plays out or doesn't. As you know, I would never be fully out of the asset class. I do own some spot Bitcoin. I think it's foolish if you believe in Bitcoin long term to not have any Bitcoin. But even if I want the price to go up because I stand to benefit a lot from a spot portfolio perspective, I still think that the price will go down over the coming weeks. But this is lower time frame stuff that I'm showing you here on the live stream. I think we're gonna chop out a lot of traders in this range here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to plug in my computer, it's not working. All right, we did it. Interesting 1 hour candle close. Interesting to say the least. Is the uptrend going to continue, or was that all she wrote? Whew. I need a haircut. More people want crypto to go down than up, myself included, so it will probably go up. Maybe it will. Maybe it will, guys. But like I said, keep your eyes on, look, a lot goes into my analysis, but when I come on the channel or when I do the live streams, I really want to make it as simple as possible for you guys. And sometimes it's as simple as price above level, good. Price below level, bad. And that level for me is $77,600. The reactions that we've been getting here locally is just, it's too significant to ignore. We're still grinding higher here though. But if you're bullish, you really want us to get that push up, close above again, and then a move to the upside. Otherwise, if the 4 hour candle closes below like this, be careful. Be very careful. A lot of liquidity around this zone. Yeah, there is a lot of liquidity to the upside. There is also a lot of liquidity to the downside. In ranging environments, we tend to grab both sides. So if we go on the 12 hour, let's see. Got some up here, but look, right below price, 77,150. and then 76,300. This is going to be a chopping zone. Do you think a liquidation move to the downside for Zcash is possible with all the liquidity? Absolutely, absolutely. I'm just telling you that I don't want to take on more risk. I can probably hold out the trade and it'll probably be fine, but I know when to cut my losses if it ends up happening. It's a battle no one wants to give either way, but we do need to reclaim 78,000. You're talking more higher time frame, right? But for me, it's 77.6 mainly. It's the weekend low. And we're still just hovering around it. We are heading down to 76.35. Remember to gently tap the like button. Devault Trading. Yes, guys, gently tap the like button. No, absolutely destroy the like button. We are heading down to 76.35 value area low because we just rejected off the point of control of the 76K range on the Bluff and Perpetual chart. Yusuf Geo. We must reclaim the level for continuation. This is what I think, at least. Below 77.6 is just not a good. It's not a good look. Guys, if you're looking to join my community, like I just shared, we have the options now. Before there was only like Bluffin, Velto, and BGCC, but now you can essentially self-serve with weeks, 2-bit as well. So you know where to find me. First link in the description down below. It is completely free because you're trading with your own money. There's some people in there trading with $100,000. There's some people trading with $500. There's some people trading with $1 million. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your size is, you can get access to the group. I think the minimum requirement that we've set is 500, but you're trading with your own money, right? So, all right. Come on, Bitcoin, give us a little bit of clarity here. Nick Tooney, I noticed on weeks, if you do isolated combine, you can dollar cost average and it will improve your entry and liquidation. So what's the point of cross then? Because that doesn't improve your entry and puts all your money at risk. If you do isolate combine, yeah, if you dollar cost average with an isolated position, it'll improve your entry and it won't improve your liquidation. It would improve your entry. It would improve your entry because your position size is larger. What if it's 77,550? I ate. Bearish, local CVD. Says the man, the myth, the legend. I should be using the Mind Pillar one. By the way, guys, I'm likely going to be doing a live stream with Devolt and Andy from Mind Pillars. We're going to be the three of us together. I don't know when that's going to happen. We got to run some tests to do our streams, but we're going to make it happen. Do you think buying Jean de Machin, do you think buying passports are a good way to invest in your freedom? Sure. I mean, if you have the capital for it and you want to have more optionality, then yeah, I guess so. But I think most people aren't necessarily concerned with that. But you know what they say, only the paranoid survive. Isolated is nice because you can't get your whole account liquidated, just that position if you let it get liquidated. Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. 100%. If you're not an experienced trader, I wouldn't opt for cross margin. We're doing a like check. 219 likes. Can we smash it more? I think we could do 300 likes. Guys, I have to say, I am very, very happy with how the stream has been performing. Normally, when I am in this location, it is choppy, but we've upgraded the Wi-Fi, and now it's clearly solid. Or just use stop loss. Yeah, that's true. That's also true. But I'm saying, you know, I typically use SSLs. If I do quick scalps, SFP scalps, then yeah. Let's see, guys. Are we moving to the upside here? Is this it? Come on, Bitcoin. Show us the way. I think all eyes are on Bitcoin here. Alts are waiting to see what Bitcoin wants to do. If Bitcoin rejects, then I think we could be in for a pretty bad one on alts. But taking a look at the stock market, you can see that we had that sweep with the NASDAQ, which coincides with what happened with Bitcoin on the 4-hour. But Bitcoin hasn't closed its 4-hour candle yet. Yeah, but you're a seasoned vet. Yeah, absolutely. So I just, I do recommend people have hard stop losses in place. Have you tried ever hedging at same entry, leverage a margin, and then waiting until one almost gets liquidated, sell the winner and dollar cost average loser and wait for reversal? Seems to work on Bitcoin. No, I don't really do that. However, what I can say is oftentimes if I have a swing, let's say I'm bullish on Bitcoin and I have a swing long, and in the more immediate short term, I think we can experience a pullback. So let's say, for example, you know, on this first retest of 77.6, I wanted to go short right here. Well, you can maintain the swing long, go short, take profits on this move down, and then you end up having more capital than you started with, and you still benefit from the upside afterwards. That's the main advantage of doing something like that, in my opinion. I've done it several times before. I still do it to this day. It's good to hedge yourself in the market in that capacity. Am I the only one that can't hear him? I think you are. Because normally, if people can't hear me, the chat goes crazy. Can you guys hear me? I think you can hear me. I can see my mic popping up. I can see the audio on my OBS. Awesome. Speaking of Wi-Fi, getting Starlink today here in the mountains and should give me a serious boost based on what they're saying. I guess when it's hooked up today, I'll find out. Speed matters. Mavs Hawk, absolutely, man. In the summer, sometimes I'll go to like cabins in the woods, and 99% of the time I spend my time away from the internet there because it's just nice to immerse yourself in nature and not be distracted by things you see online. However, when we got Starlink last summer, it was pretty insane how well it worked. I might do some live streams from the woods this summer if I can. It'd be pretty awesome. I saw AJ Kumar. I feel strangely connected to you guys more than my local friends. Strange, but I appreciate all the analysis and discussions. That is awesome to hear, and so do I. I feel like we're all lads here. We're all friends, right? I think that's the nature behind these live streams. Yes, it's long, and look, every time I post a live stream, a couple hours after, I think there's some people that don't understand the concept of live streams because I get comments on them saying, 3 hours? 4 hours? Are you kidding me? And it's like, it's a live stream, right? We can talk about the price action, and we do when something happens. I always give my higher time frame analysis. I always give what I think could be happening in the short term. And in the short term, if we reclaim 77.6, it will look decent for the bulls. If we keep on getting acceptance below here, I don't think it's going to be that great. And there's a chance that we sweep some downside liquidity before the next potential bounce. However, that's the nature of live streams. We can all chat. I can read your comments. I have a computer screen right there, and I have my monitor right here, and I can read your comments as they come in, and we can engage with each other, and we can have some thoughtful discussions, chat about things outside of crypto as well. And I feel much closer to you guys than I did previously, just doing the videos and replying to comments, which I'll still do the videos because I know you guys like the videos because they're pretty, 10, 15 minutes summary, but we'll do both. We'll do both. You guys are like work buddies, yeah. Agree, I see the beautiful views every day. That's a great idea. If I start streaming, I'll do it with the mountains and lake in the background. Love you so much that you're in my ear in the gym. Fuck, yeah, man. All right, what are you working out today? I'll try to motivate you. Slap you on the neck and shoulders before you hit that bench press PR. Hype dropping, is it? Is it actually? Where's my hype chart? Ooh! Who was in the hype short, guys? Someone said they were in the hype short. Let's check on this guy. Okay, so his entry on this hype short was $45. He's down $22 million. His liquidation price is $80. Chest and biceps. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is that James Wynn? No, it's not James Wynn. Any updates here? Doing a little bit of investigative work here. Claims final US-Iran agreement. Arms and abs, that's an interesting combo. Hype is dropping. I think altcoins will puke if Bitcoin rejects here. I really, really do. But acceptance could just mean more strength for alts. 2-hour live stream so far. Solid stuff. Let's see it, guys. Let's see it. We need that acceptance. I noticed that if there's ETF outflows on the day, it's mostly a downtrend for that specific day. Yeah, that's the case. And I really like to look at the Coinbase Premium Index. It's just nonstop selling, nonstop selling. And every time we get a bounce, more selling occurs. So we've bounced up to 78. But if the buying comes back, we could be in for a nice move to the upside. Are you longing on acceptance? I may consider it. Hello, man. Can you check? Stochastic RSI for Bitcoin on the 2 weeks. I mean, sure. Why 2 weeks? I think it's better if we do 1 week. Yeah. But you know, we could remain elevated like this for a bit, but you guys know what my higher time frame analysis suggests. Like, we can stay here for a bit. I don't know what the narrative will be, but I think we bleed. After a potential lower time frame pump. Is hype still flushing down? Or is this the same? Damn. Damn. Someone in the chat said they shorted hype at $62. Oof, what an entry. Stop loss to break even. This is just consolidation, right? This is not like right now what we're seeing with Bitcoin. I'm on the 15-minute chart, right? I prefer higher time frame. So you got to close above, got to close back below. You know, you want to see this 1 hour candle, ideally close above. Otherwise, the 4 hour candle, it looks pretty meh. But closing above would be good for the bulls. Keep in mind, guys, I'm still holding my swing shorts in this market. Some of the shorts I share on the stream, but I always share with my community beforehand. It's free. If you want to join, DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram. It looks like this. You send a message and you'll be prompted with this. And basically you sign up with any of these exchange links and you're effectively good to go. It's self-serve. You click this button and you can join the group automatically. I no longer need to intervene. Of course, I will, and my team members will if you have any questions or concerns. But yeah. Good luck, good luck. I think Hype will hit at least the 200 EMA. Maybe. Short Hype 51x, good idea. No. 51x. I think it was on the live stream. I took like a, was it 400x? Or was it 300x? I don't know. We're going to be here for, at the bare minimum, this 4-hour candle close, which is still another 37 minutes. I may also stay a little bit longer, depending on... yeah, I saw Zanar Gaming. It did get community noted. We actually clicked on it. It brought me to this. Has claimed that the final agreement between Iran and the United States is likely to be announced within the next few hours. For late Wednesday evening, serious efforts are currently underway to finalize the draft agreement. The Chief of Army Staff of Pakistan may travel to Iran tomorrow, Thursday, to announce that the final draft of the agreement has been completed. Tomorrow. So this was posted tomorrow. What? Okay, this was posted yesterday. I guess it was sourced. U.S. oil. Oops. And this doesn't really... This is... It feels like a couple of streams now where the price action is just absolutely diabolical. I got on, and for the first couple of minutes there was great price action, and now it's just consolidation. Guys, as I said, I have a new bot integrated on my Telegram, and I would really appreciate if you guys were thinking about joining the group, which is free, I'll remind you, if you try it out, because I want to see if it actually works and it can add people to my group without my intervention. So I'd absolutely love it. Some of you misspell this. It's CBM. I saw someone send CMB, but I'd love to see this and see if it works with one of you guys. Took a lot of time to go through this. Let's see this price action. Can we get acceptance above? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments in the chat. Do we get acceptance above 77,600, which is the weekend consolidation low? Do we get that acceptance, or do we reject from here? There is liquidity on both sides here. Do you think Aster will follow hype? No, I don't. I shorted hype at 62 with 25x, but only with $2 just to test it. Imagine that. Crazy. All right, guys, I need some inspo. What do we look at as the price action develops here? Normally, we get some kind of volatility right when the stock market closes. So we still got... Oops. What? Am I tripping? So we got, that was a good daily candle for stocks. If we close like this, we have 41 minutes. Let's see it, Bitcoin. Ooh, boo, boo, boo. 30 seconds. It's a red one. 15-minute candle close. I think hype is overvalued mostly because of that overly positioned short whales. If that guy is out, it will dump like a waterfall. But because he's in a big magnet to the upside, yeah, it's true, right? It's true. But I mentioned in my group that in the bear market, in the depths of the bear market, when I think most of you guys that are watching the channel probably won't be sticking around. No offense. If you guys do stick around, then amazing, and I hope you guys do. But I just know how many people give up in crypto. If we have diabolical price action to the downside, I think that a lot of people will just say, screw this, I'm no longer interested in crypto. And then everyone comes back when Bitcoin's back above 100,000, back above all-time highs. It's just the way the world works, right? He also longs around 30, I think, with 50 million. I don't think it's a long, but he has a huge spot portfolio. So he's just, yeah, it's a big, big position. I've been watching price action since 2020. Okay. I really like watching the price action, to be honest. Some of you guys find it boring, and sometimes it is boring if we're doing a super long live stream, but the whole point of this is so I can engage with you guys and I can look for potential opportunities. So look, sometimes it's chill. We have a couple of you legends at the gym listening into the live stream. Yeah, Zcash could definitely pop up. Like, the thing is, it's about Bitcoin's price action. If Bitcoin consolidates here, I would imagine that strong alts may continue their runs. However, if Bitcoin rejects, then that could be the start. And then if Bitcoin pumps, then naturally it leads the way until it consolidates, and then some alts can do okay. But remember, guys, my higher time frame analysis remains exactly the same. I've been shorting Bitcoin since $123,000. I do hold some spot Bitcoin, but I shorted at 123. I also took my more public short at $98,000. Took most of my profits at 93K. You can see the realized profits here around $300,000 on that Bitcoin short trade. And I'm still holding some of the position because I'm trying to make it a $500,000 trade. Yeah, I'm still overall bearish on the higher time frames, but on the lower time frames, I'm willing to speculate on a potential bounce, depending on if we can get acceptance above the level that I highlighted. Hi, sir. Pancha, hello. What What risk to reward ratio do you look for when taking a trade? That's a very good question because it really depends on the trades. Oh, one sec. We're trying to. It really depends on the trade. Some trades I do 1 to 2. Some trades I even do 1 to 1. But most trades are usually over 2 for 1. Sorry, risk to reward. Now, I want to share something interesting with all of you, and that is the fact that me living in Dubai, it's opened up opportunities, and I've been able to speak with some pretty seasoned traders. And these seasoned traders, some of them are some of the most profitable traders that you will meet, and they swear by one to one risk to reward, which sounds absurd, but you're not taught that. You're told always go for 2 for 1 minimum. But it's kind of opened my eyes a little bit. You know, if you have your system, it can work. And that's that, right? And that's that. So there's no right or wrong. There's what works, and then there's your risk management, and then there's your emotional control, your emotional stability. Are you short Bitcoin now? Yeah, I've been shorting for a while, but I didn't enter a new trade. So if you're new to the channel, this scalp short trade that you're seeing, I'm up around $9,000, just under, realized around 21K so far. And the reason I took more profits on this trade was because I was getting cooked on my Zcash one. And then I'm also holding a swing short, which is up just under 40K, and I've realized around 300K from the top, basically, of this bull market. But this one started at $98,000. All the trades that you're seeing, win or lose, are shared in my community, guys. Remember, it is completely free. You're trading with your own capital. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, and you're able to join that group for free. You're trading with your own money. Click the first link, and then there you go. You DM me this keyword CBM, and you'll get all the details. It's quite simple. Don't let all of this text daunt you. Like it's not difficult. All right, are we getting the reclaim? Give it to me. Hi, sir, BTC. Yes, BTC. I am looking at BTC. We're above. We're back above, guys. Can we get that strong 4-hour close? Hey Matt, on swing trades, I've been using a trailing stop following structure, but only on shorts and bear markets and longs and longs and bear markets. I'm guessing you're saying shorts and bear markets and longs and bull markets. Nice. It's Will Anderson, my man. I love it when you tune into the live stream. I always recognize when you're in. What is the base case? We reject now or we go up? I want to see how we end up closing in 23 minutes. The bulls want to see us close above 77,600. Your lives are awesome, dude. Keep it up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to mix in some more videos now because I think I kind of fully went to live streams, 3-4 hour live streams, and people are like, all right, man, enough of you yapping for 3-4 hours. But let's see. I'll do some videos as well. And I was just waiting around, seeing how this price action develops. If you had a 250K portfolio, oh, Jean de Machin, my man, I can't give you tax recommendations. If you had a 250K portfolio and were based in USA, how would you minimize cutoff taxes? Renounce green card and move out, or 250K isn't not enough money to do so? My man, I can't tell you what to do. But what I can say, Jean de Machin, is I was born in Canada, and we have some pretty hefty taxes for the amount of profits that I'd be making trading. So I am now officially Dubai based, although I still visit my friends and family here. Who's shorting hype? Are some of you guys shorting hype? It's looking SFPing. Yeah, let's see. Hire a tax strategist. Gemma Gov with the great advice. There you go. It's funny how it's just flirting at the level. Semi, you'd be surprised. There's some places in Canada where I have to pay like 50%. Pretty insane. All right, guys. Bitcoin, give us a little bit of clarity. More clarity than the Clarity Act. Come on. If I close the live stream and Bitcoin is like here, I mean, I guess I can't. I guess I have to stay live if we just... Could you imagine? Give us something. Give us something. We had a little bit of volume on this move up on the 15-minute, but I usually prefer to zoom out when it comes to volume. And right now, oops, from my perspective, this is an uptrend with decreasing volume. And there's not much else to say. Look, right? It's something we must consider. So, oops. Boom, 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 boom. Do the whales watch your live stream? I would imagine that there's a couple whales that watch my live stream, but it depends what you categorize as whales. There's a couple members in the group that have 500K, over a million is what I would probably classify like a true whale. And over 10 million, I mean, then we're talking the big players. I don't know. Let's see. For the most part, anyone that has time, I think, probably tunes in quickly. But I know that some of the bigger traders also have told me that they prefer the shorter videos. So I'll try to implement some more of those as well. Guys, if you're actually trading with a significant amount of capital, as I shared in one of my other live streams, I do have an option within my community where if you join, I add you to a priority folder on my Telegram, and I get back to you much sooner than anyone else. So I get back to you one-on-one. So at this point in time, there's over 1,000 members in the group because it's a free group and you're trading with your own money. But if you're trading with a significant amount of capital, I'm more than happy then to add you to a priority folder where I get back to you your questions and concerns. But remember, it's not financial advice. I just tell you how I'm operating in the market. Also, on that note, please remember that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing that I discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice. Remember, I'm just a guy on the internet sharing all of his own personal trades and his overall market analysis. I don't know, the way I see it, I'm just sitting mostly on the live stream just to make it less lonely. Actually, there was someone that popped in saying that he feels like we're all friends and that's a local community. And it is. Yeah, we're like, the whole point of this is we see how the price action develops. I talk about potential opportunities in the market, and we get to hang out, basically. And like I said, I'm working on my tolerance for longer live streams. I don't know if a lot of you have actually been tuning in. I'm recognizing tons of names. And I think, you guys can confirm or deny, I think I'm getting more, I have more energy for the longer live streams. At first, when I started, I was complaining about a 2-hour live stream. And now I find that it's only really after the 3-hour mark where I start to get like, whew. And then hopefully I can make it even longer. Ryan Pride, I definitely have tips on controlling your emotions when trading. And the number one tip, and it's the thing that I will repeat time and time again, it is using an amount of capital that you are comfortable losing and being really honest with yourself about what that amount of capital actually is. I will repeat this saying, and I want to make it my own. If you cannot sleep at night with an active position open in the market, you are simply risking too much. Why don't you post, Jean de Machin, why don't you post more short videos? Your last one performed quite well. I will post more short videos. But it's something to consider is the week prior, I was basically only doing live streams, and then I posted that video on the Sunday, and then it performed really well. So I think there's a balancing act there. All right. Closing right, 15-minute close right below the level. We're hugging it. Can we squeeze higher? DBA Fitness, what's the minimum for my private group? The minimum for my private group is $500. So if you're trading with literally anything over $500, you can just join. And again, all my insights are shared in that group. My wins, my losses, everything. Let's see Bitcoin. We're pretty stable today. What is your Premier League team and who wins the Champions League? My Premier League team is Manchester United. I've been following them since I was a kid, so they've been my go-to. They've had some really horrible times recently, but at least they're playing a little bit more expansive football under Michael Carrick. And Champions League final, who do I think will win? Honestly, we all know that PSG plays the more beautiful football. The way that they break on the counter, the way that they create attacks together with the midfield, the front three being interchangeable, it's really something to watch. However, I would say that this year Arsenal is probably has the best defense, particularly the two center backs, and Raya has been pretty phenomenal. So it's going to be a tight one, I think. That being said, if Arsenal get behind early, I think that there's a slight chance there that PSG can just absolutely blow them out of the water and just destroy them. However, if it remains a tight game throughout the entire game, that's where I think that a team like Arsenal will probably thrive. How long hype I should hold? Enter from 45. You mean a long? Did you enter a long from 45? Could you please clarify? I'm happy to help you out. Lifelong Arsenal fan here. We are coming for it all. I have a buddy of mine that's actually, like, when we were kids, like they have this history of just fumbling the bag. And I would make fun of him all the time, but I texted him congratulations because I think that that was a huge, huge milestone. Did you see this? No, I didn't see that game. JLQO7CS. That must be an automated YouTube name. We should have had a Barca PSG final. Oh man, that would have been cool. That would have been so, so nice. All right, guys, we're coming up at the level. We're doing our best. We're doing our best to break above the level. There's 10 minutes left. Are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? I would like a nice close, like not just slightly above. Because then we're going to talk about, if we close slightly above where I'm currently based, the daily candle is closes in just over 4 hours from now. And so I'll probably wait for the daily candle. If we close like this on the 4 hour, it's just like it's not super clear, right? We had the sweep here of this low, which is nice. But for higher time frame confirmation, it's not super clear. How long hype I should hold? So you entered a long from 45. First of all, congratulations, because that's a great trade, right? Congratulations. Second of all, what I typically do when it comes to these kinds of trades that you can ideally hold for longer is, so you entered from here. So you entered almost like a breakout trade. Nice, man. So what I typically do is I take profits where I'm happy with the profits, and then I let a runner. And that runner, I don't care if I get stopped at a break even. I move my stop loss to break even. So I think that you also need to be realistic. There's going to be a lot of people that will say, okay, hype is going to $100, hype is going to $200, but be realistic. Remember that we are in a bear market. The macro structure is still bearish for Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin decides to puke, unfortunately, the rest of the crypto assets will likely do the same. And so you need to be strategic about this. Take profits that you're content with, not financial advice. And what I typically do is move my stop to break even. So you'll notice here, I shorted Bitcoin, right? I shorted Bitcoin on the live stream, and I shared it within my group as well. $81,500 was my average entry for Bitcoin. I took profits on the way down. I've realized around 20K. And now that I've realized around $20,000 on this trade, I'm more than okay with getting stopped out for this remaining unrealized $8,000. So I hope that makes sense. I would get stopped out at break even if this were to occur. If we were to pump up to $81,500. So that's how I do it. Then you just sit on your position, because the thing is, if we do have a true breakout from here for hype, how do you know how high it goes? You'll want that exposure. So that's my non-financial advice. 77,700. We're popping out of here. We're popping out. Man, I've been seeing some more success trading, and it just makes me excited knowing I'll eventually be able to travel to many cool places. Absolutely, man. That's the dream. You know, you don't need to use any trading profits for materialistic things. You use them to experience life, and traveling is one of the best ways that you can experience life. How long can hype go? Right now we're SFPing from the all-time high, so you want to see acceptance above there. But that would really work out well if Bitcoin got acceptance above 77.6. 77.7. Do you have a percentage or price that you set when you enter a trade? I really need to make a system for taking profits. I keep waiting for the big play and miss out on some pretty heavy profits. Yeah. So I usually have my targets predefined and I take profits on the way up or on the way down, depending on which trade. May have completed a wave 3. Let's see, guys. This is good. I would say that like sometimes you get these ugly looking candles, right? But if this is the continuation here, it's looking good if we can close above 77.6, 77.6. 4-hour candle, 77.7. We have 5 minutes left, guys. 5 minutes. Sorry, Gemma Gov, I don't know if I really answered your question, but I have my predefined targets, and there's a lot of times where I look at the charts for the next possible logical target, but I'll take most of my profits out, and then I'll leave like a 20 to 40% runner even. Depending on how the price action develops, I take more profits on the way up or on the way down, depending on which direction you're trading. No need to celebrate yet. It's a 50-minute candle. It can drop hard. Ton serve is bearish. I mean, no, I'm looking at the 4-hour candle. If 4-hour closes above, then we're looking good. But again, I'd rather, like that 77.7, I'd rather we close like higher up here. Otherwise, but right now it looks pretty decent here. $4 p.m. almost here. It's been a while since we asked for likes. If you haven't already, guys, destroy that like button. We're at 258. Let's get that to 300. We've been live streaming for 2.5 hours. We're going to make it over 3, I think. Thanks, I'm bearish. Bitcoin can't break 78K this week. Yeah, it might. It might. You never know, guys. Don't say it can't do anything, right? Don't say it can't do, because you can be surprised. Mavs Hawk, 100%, man. If you take a screenshot of your trade, sell immediately. Good enough to take a picture, you should sell. My local time is 3 a.m. X-Tech developer, I actually saw your question and I was going to get to it. I think you asked, do you prefer trading or creating, trading or innovating? And I feel like the answer should be innovating, because that's what moves the world forward. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. Ton Serve in the chat is bearish. He says, leaving a wick, nice, dump it. Do we leave a wick or do we fill that wick? Because right now we are above the level. Oh, investing. Look, trading is what got me to where I am today, but now I do both, right? And I think investing is a way less stressful way to compound your capital, but I'm still at a point in my life where I'm in wealth creation mode versus wealth. I don't want to use the word preservation, but my wealth creation mode is done via trading. So at this point, trading, but I do both. And when I started, I wasn't really investing. I was literally just senior Iranian source. No deal has been reached yet, but gaps have narrowed. That's okay. No deals have reached yet, but gaps have narrowed. 77.7, guys. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. My last one. If you tell someone how good your trade is going, you probably should sell half, if not all. Seriously, would have twice as much money if I wasn't greedy as hell in the beginning. Yeah. But I think it's the tuition you pay. You know, any good trader I know went through periods where they just got absolutely wrecked. And even to this day, I still have trades that kick me in the ass. But over the long term, I make way more money than I lose. And that's the only thing that really matters. Over the long term, are you making more money than you lose? And the only way you can really stack those wins versus those losses is with proper risk management. On the edge, where is Sailor when you need him? Yeah, man. Sailor, hello. We have, I think it's STRC live. He bought some Bitcoin today. He bought 234, which is nothing compared to his other buys. I never tell anyone how much I have unrealized profits because it can always turn the opposite way, and looking back at it, you look stupid. Valid. I mean, the only reason I show my realized and unrealized profits is just because you guys have asked me to in my community and also on the YouTube channel. And look, I was shorting Zcash. I was up 30K, and now I'm probably going to lose almost 6 figures if I get stopped out. So it's the tuition. It's the price you have to pay. 22 seconds. Will we get the close above? It looks like it. What I will say though, like I would much prefer if we get a strong close above. None of this wiki 660, 679. Okay, we closed above. But look at the 4-hour candle, right? Based on this 4-hour candle, it would not surprise me if we get some tests lower. But let's see. Wiki. 63% of you think that 60K comes before 90K for Bitcoin. Interesting. Boop 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 boom boom boop boom boop 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 boop. Gemma Gov, I'd be really surprised to see Bitcoin over 84K this year. I don't know. So long as we hold these zones, there's always another chance that we get a significant move to the upside. Someone asked me about the mic that I have. It's an Elgato Wave 4. It's good because it's got this little arm that's connected to the side of my desk, and I could just move it around as I please. Oh, guys, I completely forgot. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. There's a crazy thing going on, and I'll share it if you're in my premium group as well. Oh, man. Okay, one moment. Crazy, crazy trading competition, and I want you guys to win. Sorry, guys, one moment. I have to pull this up for you. I'm sending it here in the chat. If you're watching right now, check the chat right now. And especially if you've already signed up with me on Blofin, it's a crazy, crazy promotion. So there's this thing called the War of the Whales. And you guys can basically register and join my team. And you can make... The prize pool is $5 million. Yeah, you heard that right. So just click this link that I shared in the chat if you're already trading with me on Bluffin, or if you're new and you haven't registered yet, I would highly recommend that you join because we really want to win this competition. $5 million in potential rewards. So I think that we can do really well in this. Given some of the legends in my community, I really think it's an easy thing to do. Especially if you're trading already, you might as well join. I'll put the link here in my description down below. Click this. All right, guys. So it's right here. First link or second link in the description, the Bluffin trading competition. If that interests you, you know where to find me. I want to compete, damn. I wish I could use Bluffin. I'm going to try to see what works around. Anash, I told you. Anash, I don't know if you're in my trading community, but everything is shared there. If I tell you that I've been actively shorting a token and I'm already in a significant position before I get on the live stream and you're not in my group, I'm sorry, but I can't share invalidations to your trades, man. Anash. You guys want to look at Zcash? We could take a look. Like right now, it looks bullish. Okay? It looks bullish and it looks good for a continuation. Like this is a weekly time frame, I understand, but this doesn't look like a bearish chart whatsoever. You know, you break below the weekly high and then you get acceptance back above. So this looks like it can continue if Bitcoin holds up here. Everything is based on Bitcoin, right? I'm not longing this. I'm actually in a loss right now. So yeah, there's not much else to say at this point. Holding above until we can break below, it's, yep. I'm telling you, 2-day cup on there could confirm in 1 day. How does this work? How does the group get the profits? I think it's split up based on who signs up with me. So you can register with the second link in my description down below. Especially if you're already trading with me, I think it's a no-brainer. I'll update this in the description, but earn up to 5 mil split amongst us. All right, guys. So Bitcoin got the 4-hour close above the level, right? Is that extremely bullish? Because some of you are bullish, some of you are bearish. And the real answer to that is, I'm going to wait for the daily candle again. The reason I say this is simply because we saw this yesterday. We saw the exact same thing yesterday. We had the close below on the daily. The 4 hours were closing above, and then we closed below on the daily. And now on the daily, it looks like this looks decent for Bitcoin. If we close above on the daily, then I will likely anticipate a move to the upside here, and I may take a long. And that, of course, is going to be shared in my group. The daily candle, just for context, closes in just under 4 hours. Ask me to quit if I tap register. Angled, I'm telling you to come. Blah, blah, blah. 200 EMA on the 4 hour is 77,700. Is that so? Let's take a look. Can I just use any one of these? Oh, God. None of that nonsense. Yes, it is. I mean, it depends which chart you're using, but we're currently above it. 77,681. I'm going to change this color. And I'll make this. Yeah, we're currently above it. What's the level at the daily close? The daily close was $77,500 yesterday. So right now I'm trying to see if we get that close above $77,600. So $100 away, but it's in 4 hours. UE2613, closing above 4 hour doesn't mean in case of one tweet or President Trump or Iranian rejection escalation. Yes and no. So market structure always comes first. And if, for example, the daily closes above and we get some crazy tweet, something like insane happens, there's a chance that we flush on the lower time frames, but this coiling up price movement would still suggest that we could get some more upside. So it doesn't mean that immediately you can't get some kind of move to the downside, but it does suggest that there is a case to be made for some movement to the upside. But let's see, guys. Let's see. I'm going to leave the live now and enjoy the late afternoon at the beach. Grateful for life and the sun. Even though today was a loss, I keep learning. Thanks, Metzger. Thank you for tuning into the live stream. And thank you for tuning into the live stream, even though you could have spent all your time at the beach. So I appreciate you supporting the channel. You should do a nighttime live. I probably will, guys. Like right now, you know, I'm Eastern time zone. But when I'm in Dubai, you know, I've done live streams since until 3 in the morning. I don't really want to do that, but I will probably do nighttime ones. That's almost a guarantee. Let's see the daily close that we get. Like I said, though, because the 4 hour closed very wicky yes, it's a bullish candle, but it does suggest some potential selling pressure. And so I would be surprised if we don't at least come back down a little bit over the course of these next 4 hours to really get that confirmation. But then if we close again above, it's looking good. We're gonna boom. Yeah, hype getting an okay move here. This is what I'm saying. If Bitcoin consolidates above here, I think alts can actually get their movement to the upside. On the action tourist on the 1 minute time frame. You got a viewer in me, dog. I'm always at home on these charts. I won't say the... Don't you think Bitcoin is very dead for traders when you look at the stock market, how much percentage it moves and Bitcoin stays in one spot all day, maybe 0.2% move? Yeah, and this is a Bitcoin bear market, right? But I hold stocks. I haven't been actively trading them that much as of late. I used to a lot. I was an avid stock trader and precious metals. But given my stock portfolio, I'm kind of just content with holding that and seeing how it performs. And most of my trading edge is found in Bitcoin and crypto. Hype is hyping along, is it? Did we pump back up? Oh, there you go. There you go. How do you think this feels like do you think this feels like a bear market? Guys, I'm assuming Hong Kong's you're new to the channel. But what do you mean? Look at this price action. Does this look like a bull market to you? I'm not being sarcastic. Genuinely, does this look like a bull market to you? Because all I see is a relief rally of approximately 38%, similar to a relief rally of approximately 45%. Bear market relief rallies can be very, very aggressive, guys. Very aggressive. But I think that what we're seeing is a bear market relief rally. And my higher time frame analysis remains exactly the same on that front. So even if you're watching the stream and on the lower time frames, I'm talking about acceptance above $77,600 for a potential long move up to like 80K, my higher time frame analysis remains exactly the same. This is a bear market relief rally. And there is also a chance that the top is in, guys. There's also a chance here. Like if people start really flipping long again, I would love to see that because I think that ultimately that makes the case for us not sweeping the highs and then, you know. But if we do hit my confluence zone, I would look for another swing short. Currently, I am shorting. I'm still in my shorts. Jean de Machin, do you think... I feel like Jean de Machin wants to move to Dubai with me. You've been asking a lot of questions about Dubai. Do you think raising a family and kids in Dubai is better than a quieter place. Actually, you'd be surprised. Dubai can be quiet depending on where you want to live in Dubai. There are little communities there that are very, very nice and very quiet, very friendly, family friendly. And I've gone to them before because I partake in a tennis league. I live in an area that's pretty loud because I'm at that point in my life where I enjoy still going out and doing these kinds of things. But I play some people in my tennis league and I have to go to their locations, and they live in these nice parks, quiet neighborhoods. So yeah, whatever you want, you can get out of it, for sure. Nanto Corp, Matsir, nice to see you live. Thank you, my man. Thank you for tuning in. Do you think May and June will be a red or green month? Let's talk about the monthly candle, guys. Because as it stands, I'm going to use a different chart, I think. All right, stock market is closed as well, by the way, guys. As it stands, the monthly candle for Bitcoin does not look too nice as it stands. Now, of course, we still got 10 days left in the month. This can easily change. But right now, as it stands, it doesn't look too hot. And what I will say, do they have good beer in Dubai? Whatever beer you want, man, you can get. I'm just waiting on my UAE visa, and I'm planning to move to Dubai Marina with my wife and son. Christoph Hool, awesome, man. I live nearby, so maybe we can get together. Awesome, that is awesome. It's a nice place to live for sure. So what I wanted to get at is, never in Bitcoin's bear market have we had 3 green monthly candles in a row. Never. Is this time different? For Bitcoin to close the month red, we have to close below 76, like basically where we wick down to, 76,300. If we close below that level, then it's a red candle. But never in Bitcoin's history, in bear markets, have we had 3 of those in a row. So we got 10 days, and right now the bulls are holding up. Green, green, red in previous bear markets. Green, red. Green, red. Never did we have 3 in a row. So even here, this is back in 2014, guys. Green, green, red. So this is like it's a very, very interesting period in the market. This is decisive. So again, despite what I say on the lower time frames, please understand that my higher time frame analysis suggests lower still. Just my thoughts, guys. Just my thoughts. Does it mean that whenever the Bitcoin funding rate is positive, the market sentiment is bullish? No, not at all. Not at all. When the funding rate is positive, it means that the longs are paying the shorts. And when the funding rate is negative, it means that the shorts are paying the longs. But again, unless it's some crazy outlier, the funding rate only accounts for like 1 to 5% of my analysis. It's a confluence metric, but it really doesn't. It's not the be all end all, is what I'm getting at. So when you see these influencers posting about the funding rates, unless they're crazy funding rates, like I'll give this example again. When I was shorting the Rave token, because that one absolutely dumped, and I made a YouTube video about it, the funding rate was ridiculously negative. Like I'm talking negative 2%, like a whole 2%. Look, on Bluff, and I'm looking at Bitcoin here, the funding rate is slightly positive, which means that the longs are paying the shorts. but it's nothing. It's basically zero. So it was 2%, negative 2%, which meant a lot of people were looking to short Rave. And then we had a big move to the upside. We squeezed out all of the shorts, and then we came down and ultimately had that crash. So it's only a tiny part of the analysis. I wouldn't put too much weight into it. I meant just the feeling, not the objective fact. This is my first bear market, and I'm feeling crazy FOMO in altcoins. In my opinion, if you feel like, in my opinion, there is a way better opportunity ahead for alts. In my personal opinion, of course, not financial advice. Nothing that I discuss on the channel is financial advice. X-Tech developer. Nanto Corp, my man, there is no we. You make your own decisions in this market. I share my own trades and what I'm doing in this market. Will my stop loss on Zcash be hit? It's possible. It's possible, and I'm willing to take the hit because that's the risk that I am comfortable with. Rave is a shit token. I agree. I mean, guys, I was talking about shorting it. I made around 60K on the way down, but now I'm probably gonna end up losing that one, let's say, or losing on my Zcash trade. But let's see. If Bitcoin dumps here, then maybe not. Someone asked about the FOMC meeting. So oops. Trading economics. Actually, I might have one within Mind Pillar. Macro calendar. Okay, so on Friday, FOMC Waller speaks. So FOMC. Actually, why am I here? I can literally just go to the next FOMC meeting is in 26 days. Don't know why it took that long for me to find. Sorry, guys. June 17th. And I'll do a live stream for that as well, so make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell. Yeah, Nanto Corp, it sucks, but this is what I was talking about earlier on the live stream. I don't know if you were listening or if you had the chance to tune in earlier, but basically there's so much stress with running a group in the way that I do because first and foremost, when I lose a trade, I lose a trade, right? So I'm losing my own capital. And then if I have people that are blindly copying me and they can't do their own form of analysis, then that adds more pressure to me and on me on top of my trades. And sometimes it's caused issues where it's just like, man, I question, why am I even sharing my stuff anymore, right? The most profitable traders in my group are the ones that match my analysis with their own and they make their own decisions as well. I have one guy, Johns, I don't know if he's listening still, but he tuned in earlier today and in a previous live stream, that took profits on his Zcash short at 485 on the weekend. And then I think he got stopped out at break even on the way back up, right? So he made money on that trade. It was a great short, and then we popped it right back up. So yeah, I think that's important. Wick, we're gonna close below 77.6. Yeah, but let's see what the daily shows, right? Let's see what the daily shows. JVC and Palm Jumeirah, say it. So you think we still Koenig SM01 84 to 86K, then down 48.5K is still what I'm seeing as likely hard bottom. Yeah, it's possible. That's not an unrealistic target at all. Is Bitcoin forming an inverse head and shoulder on the lower time frames? I mean, look, I don't attribute too much importance to these patterns, particularly on the 15-minute chart. But yes, you could say so. Thoughts on prop trading? It's funny, you guys are asking about this a lot. I personally didn't ever jump into it, but I know some people really like it, and I will have an option for you guys on the channel relatively soon. I always have been supplementing my trading with my own personal income before I started trading with more size, and before I actually became successful at trading. And that's how I got going. So I had my full-time job, I was making a good salary, and I was using it to trade the market. Inverse head and shoulders. Now I'm more confident in shorting this. Yeah, guys, 15-minute inverse head and shoulders. I don't know. I'm not into these kinds of patterns, especially on the lower time frames. Can you still post your 10 to 15-minute videos, daily videos, to summarize the market? Are you gonna pay me, man? No, I'm kidding. I think the solution to what I'm doing now is I'm probably gonna have maybe 3 to 2 videos a week, and then the rest of the week will be filled with live streams. But again, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your username, Parth Butwala. If you actually watch my recent video, which was posted on May 17th on the Sunday, nothing has changed. Like, look at me talking about the price action, man. Nothing has changed. As I posted the video, Bitcoin was sitting at like $78,000. And my higher time frame analysis remains exactly the same. Now we're a little bit below it. So nothing has really changed from that perspective. So I hope that makes sense, but I will still do some more daily updates. I can see that some of you really prefer that over the live streams. So we'll get it done. Guys, we've been at it for 3 hours and 7 minutes. I can see that price is just chopping around. We got the close above $77,700, which is positive. Now let's see what the daily gives us. Ideally, daily also closes above, and then that becomes very interesting. Yeah, bro, it's very hard to watch the entire live stream every day. Yeah, I understand that. Totally understand that. But you don't have to watch the whole thing. I think the average person watches for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But yeah, I get it. I'll do my best to have different content and mix it up. But I'm telling you, if you watch my last video, nothing has changed as far as my Bitcoin analysis goes. The only difference is that I think I was in a Zcash trade at that point, and I was in some nice profits, but I am no longer in some nice profits. I am down. So that's the main difference. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We got 3.5 hours until the daily close. I'm going to go spend time with friends and family. I hope all of you had a lovely day We're headed into the weekend. Tomorrow should be an interesting day to see how the markets close. Are we going to get that bullish price action, bearish price action? As always, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. If you want to see how I'm personally trading the market, you can see my shorts are still open. This one cumulative around 30K, and then my Bitcoin short still up around 30K on this one, this swing short, on top of the realized profits. All wins and losses, all trades are shared within my community. And if you're looking for something like that, it's completely free. You have the first link in the description down below. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram. And that's that. Hope to see you inside the community. And if not, I'll see you in the next video.